Mikey here, Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike. It is the 10th of January. I am out at Afton State Park playing POTA, which is not actually what I'm here to talk about that much. I'm actually just here to talk about what I have in mind for the channel in the coming year, which is going to include a lot of POTA, of course, and probably some actual activation videos. That doesn't seem to be what a lot of you are here for. I know from experience that I watch a lot of activation videos and that is a popular thing for people to watch, but apparently not yet on this channel, possibly just because I'm not that cool yet. I don't know. Doesn't matter. So let's start with this. I am extremely grateful that you're here. I am extremely grateful that you're watching this. I have probably said that before. I'm going to say it again because I think it's important. I don't take for granted that anyone is going to be watching me. I'm not that cool yet. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you came here in particular specifically for the FX4CR, it hasn't gone away. I still own it. I'm going to keep it. It's not going anywhere. It's just not going to be my focus for a little while. And so that's part of what I want to talk about. What is my focus going to be, at least for the next few months? So first of all, I have the FTX-1 now, Yaesu's latest hotness. There it is in all its glory, doing FT8 right now. It, of course, by itself is only 10 watts because I do have it plugged into an external power source, an external battery. But I am using it with a micro PA amp. I am not using it yet with an SPA1 because the SPA1 is incredibly hard to come by. So I've got the FTX1, and I'm going to be talking about that in some of the same depth that I was talking about the FX4CR. It's maybe not as unique a radio, maybe not as cool in some ways because it is a more commercial product, but it's I think it's worth talking about. There's a lot to like about it. There's some flaws to it. Some of those flaws are correctable. Going to talk about that a little bit in the coming days. I'm also going to talk about some of the related equipment I've been using lately. For example, I'm using the Micro PA 3 amp, Micro PA 50 Mark 3 amp. I am using a Matt tuner now, Matt 120 tuner right now as my tuner with it. Do I need a tuner desperately? No, but I'm lazy and I like to just stretch out a SS25 and let the tuner do the work. And sometimes that works out okay, and sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of hit or miss. Next thing I want to talk about, next thing I'm going to work on soon, possibly as soon as next week, I need to do more grounding and bonding in this car. I need this equipment better grounded, or better bonded, I really should say, better bonded to the car. I need the antenna, the lip mount, bonded better to the car, things like that. So I've been doing a lot of watching of other people's videos. I don't know if I'm going to do a full grounding and bonding video because there already are so many good videos on the subject. But I might. At the very least, I'm probably going to show you the results and talk about the results. And it's also kind of practice for the other things that I'm looking at doing in the coming year, because one of the things I want to do is I really want to get a shack set up at home finally. I think I've got an angle that will allow me to set up at home. I've got a plan, so I'm going to do a video about the plan, knowing full well that no plan survives contact with the reality, but I'm still going to do a video where I talk about the plan that I have and probably actually inject like some diagrams or drawings or whatever to show you what I'm up against in terms of trying to do anything on my property. But I think I know how I'm going to get it done. It is going to involve, frankly, hiring a professional electrician for part of it. I've talked to some experts about the actual grounding and bonding part of it and how I'm going to get that done, and how I'm going to get a feed line into the house and so on. All of that is now, it's almost obsessing me, which is not good. I don't actually like obsessing that badly, but it is sort of a big deal for me that I could possibly even come close to getting HF in the shack. I really would like to do that. So I got a plan, and we're going to talk about the plan. And if I start executing on the plan, there will be videos about me executing on the plan. And then there's going to be a lot more shorts. Shorts seem to be a way to get people to watch. People like short videos, I guess. I mean, I do too. I watch Reels now. I'm not much for Instagram or anything like that, but I am watching shorter form content, both on YouTube and on other media. And so I guess I don't have a leg to stand on there when I say, I'd rather do long form videos. Truth is, I kind of like doing shorts. I like the occasional bit of off the cuff. I don't want to live stream necessarily. Again, I don't know if I'm cool enough for anyone to watch me live stream, but I feel like you are tuning in for the shorter videos. And so there will be more shorter videos on topics of sort of immediate use, like the one that I actually did earlier today that most of you have already seen, I think, about how what I thought was a bad choke cable turned out to be just a badly positioned choke cable. I also want to play a lot more with wire antennas this year. I said that last year too, and I never actually did it. I now have the Chameleon carbon fiber mast, the 34-foot mast. And the nice thing about that mast is it's got a 3/8 stud, so it can go in anywhere I would ordinarily mount an antenna. I can mount that mast as long as it's got some support to it. It's not designed to be guyed. The mast itself doesn't need to be guyed, apparently, and it's not that heavy. In theory, I should be able to put it on the back of the car, and in fact, I was originally going to experiment with that today, and I decided in the end, you know what, it's cold, it's windy. Today is not the day to put it up the first time. Because if it turned out not to be able to stand up to this wind after all, I'd be very sad. So I'm going to wait for a less windy and maybe a little less bitter day to do that. But I've got it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put some wires up that way. I'm going to have fun with maybe work through a few of the wire antennas in Salty Walt's book about building antennas. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about antennas. I want to talk about building antennas. I think it's one of the most interesting parts of our hobby. How easy it is actually to just grab some wire. And if you understand even a little bit of what you're doing, you grab some wire, you put it up the right way, voila, you've got an antenna. And you can work at least the United States and possibly the world, depending on the day, depending on the power level, depending on how good you did with the antenna, really. So I want to talk a lot more about that because I don't think we talk. No, I'm going to take that back. We talk a lot about antennas. We talk about antennas all the time. I don't think we can talk enough about antennas. I think more so than the rigs themselves, the antennas are central to what we do. You can work the world on a 5-watt homebrew transmitter if you've got a good antenna up in the air. And you'll get nowhere with the fanciest rig if you've got a really poor antenna. So I want to talk more about antennas. I think that's a big deal. And hopefully some of you at least will stick around for that. Again, I know many of you came here for one specific radio. I really hope you stick around because I've got more to talk about than just that radio. That radio will come out again though, and there's things specifically about that radio I want to explore while I'm at it. I haven't done much with the Bluetooth on that radio, especially not with the V2 firmware. I really want to do more with that because it's one of the few radios that has Bluetooth serial as well as Bluetooth audio. Like if I got the Bluetooth module for the FTX-1, I could actually do Bluetooth audio to the car. I could do Bluetooth audio to any headset, but I can't do Bluetooth cat control. I can do Bluetooth cat control, at least in theory, with the FX4CR. I don't know if I can do it from my computer because my efforts to pair it with the computer have been meh to date, but I also haven't tried that hard. But if you pair it with a phone, you can do FT8 from your phone. You can do cat control from your phone. That's interesting, and there's not a lot of radios that can do that. And the only other one I know of is a much more expensive radio. It's the ICOM 705. I want to explore that more. Other things about the FX4CR I still plan to explore more, and that will there will be videos about that. Those are my plans for this year. There's probably going to be other stuff that I didn't plan, of course, and some of those plans may not happen because no plan survives contact. But New Year, I don't really do resolutions, but I do have plans, and I thought I'd share them. And I hope you liked what you heard. And if you did like what you heard, please like, subscribe, share it around, let people know I'm out here, join the party. And don't forget to get your own wire up in the air, because that's what this is all about, is getting your wire in the air and talking to the world. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike, Uncle Mikey, 73.